Hello and welcome to this week's tiny race series powered by Swift Insider. Today the video will be a little bit shorter than in the other weeks where I've raced, because one of our streaming guys from Team Wattfabrik had spontaneous the idea to live stream and moderate the series on our main channel, Wattfabrik. I will put the link in the description, so there you can see the whole races and some talking between the races. We are two riders in the B category, Gerhard Lohrengel and me. And yes, so we are now in London for the first race. The route is the London Loop. It's 6 kilometers long and it will end in the underground tunnel exiting. So a very fast finish, and this is the theme for this week. Fast finishes, so all 4 races will have a very, very fast finish sprint. And yes, as you know, this is nothing for me. So my goal was to finish in the top 10 and maybe with a lot of luck to finish on the top 5, maybe top 3 in the general classification. So let's jump to the onlyest small climb in the first race. Right after the right turn now. Here you see the fire socks, level 50 unlock. It's pretty cool, and I think it's just something for fun races, because everybody sees if you attack quite early, even earlier than the numbers on the right side get orange. So yeah, just for fun. And you see I stay near the front. The field gets stretched out, but nothing really interesting will happen. And let's jump to the last kilometer. So here we are, 500 meters to go. Now it's all about good position and an early sprint. So you see, I start to sprint now. Then I try to get in the super tug. I didn't know if this was a good or bad decision. Maybe it would be better if I sprinted all the time. But you can see I'm still quite far at the front, and this will be a P6 finish, I think. Let me check out Swift Power real quick. P5. So quite nice position in the first race. And now we are in Richmond for the second race. It's a Richmond UCI reverse course, 4 kilometers, and the end will be after the Libby Hill descent. So we have 2 short, steep climbs and then downhill finish. I think this race I can show you completely, because it's quite interesting. It was the most interesting race because the bunch separated on the climbs. So yeah, I can say this already, that a small group will come through. And yes, so the results from the first race I can tell you. Give me a second. So the winner was Ed Gray from Australia and from the Dirt team, followed by Magnus Wiklund from Sweden and Tatsuya Kaga from Japan, and then Philipp Patzer from Germany on the 4th position, followed by myself on position number 5. So you can see it's perfectly for super tucking. You can see my pulse, how quick it's going down. It was, I think, over 200, and now yeah, it's falling down. And we are going into the first climb after the 2 corners, left, right. And yes, the power up will be the burrito. You will get 2 burritos, so no draft, in a radius of 2 or 2.5 meters. I hate this power up. Without the power up, I think I would be able to finish in a little bit better position. But with the burrito, it was a double disadvantage for me as a very light rider, that I had no draft in the downhill to the finish. And yes, now you can see Steen Bang Madsen attacking. He is also riding, I think, almost every Saturday, so I know this is a strong rider. So let's close the gap, follow the attack, and now you can look at the mini map to the green points. How quick the field will break into several groups. We are still in a very steep passage of the climb. Now there's coming another guy, never seen him before, Mr. Valenzuela from where? What is it? Philippines? I don't know. The flag. Give me a second. Isra Valenzuela is his name, and he is from the Philippines. Yep. And now we are a group of, I think maybe 8 riders. Magnus Wiklund is also there, Steen Bang Madsen, so very, very big names. Now you have a quick recovery. You can go to the super tuck for a few seconds, but not very long. After this corner you have to start pedaling again. Pulse is high, over 210. And now the steepest climb. We'll see almost 20%, I think, in this right corner. 18, 19, 20. Yep, 20%. And you have to push for 10, 20 seconds, and then it will be much more flatter and draftable. At this point, it's, yes, you can see 5%, 4%, so now it's very good draftable. But we have the burritos, so it's not that draftable, but I was very glad that only 1 or 2 guys used their burrito. You see, nobody uses their burritos. And yes, Mr. Davidson on the left side with the blue jersey. Have an eye on him in this race. So now I'm closing the gap, 3rd position, everything fine so far. Yeah, well, but now the first guys start to use their burritos, so there's no draft in a few moments, I think. Or not? There's the burrito, so I have no draft from now on. And we are on a very quick descent. And now I start also my burrito and go all out quite early, 300 meters before the finish line. As you can see, I push 11, 12 watts per kilogram, and I have no chance to follow the heavier guys at the front. So it will be a 6th position in this race. Next location is Grid City, downtown Dolphin, 2 laps. Normal finish at the start-finish banner. The second race was won by William Davidson, the guy in the blue jersey I've mentioned, followed by Philipp Patzer from Kirchmeier, Germany, and Steen Bang Madsen, Denmark, and on 4th and 5th position Aaron Wake from Australia and Magnus from Sweden. Yes, so the power up in this race is the arrow power up, and it will happen nothing spectacular, so let's jump to the last kilometer. Here we go. The little climb. I try to go to the front. I'm not pushing that hard, but I'm getting completely to the front, so I even increase my speed. Completely to the front. follow now the other guys, push through. Feels very hard now after the climb, that you have to continue with a high power. And yes, this will be also a very quick finish. We are going now slightly downhill, and I knew that normally I will have no chance, so this time I tried to start quite early and to be a little bit surprising to the others. But I am not lucky, because I am pushed to the left side, so I have the long way through the 180 degrees corner now. At this point I think, oh, quite nice position. But now I'm taking the long turn on the outside, and some guys on the inside get in front of me. I'm not perfectly in the draft. My power up has ended, so yeah, it's okay. As I said in the beginning, top 10 would be perfectly fine for me, and this was once again a 6th place, so this is okay. And now we are in Neokyo, Makuri Island, Rooftop Rendezvous. It's the longest race from this week's series. It's almost 7 kilometers, and with a very long lead in, and then go up the rooftop KOM, and the finish will be at the end of the descent. So maybe not the fastest finish, because all of them were fast, but it's the longest descent before the finish. We're going about almost 2 kilometers downhill to the finish line, so very, very high speeds. Yes, the results from the race before the 3rd race I can give you. It was taken again by Ed Gray from Durch, Australia, Magnus Wiklund and Aaron Bake, followed by Chris Adlington from Team Innovation and Ben Bishop from the MTRC team. And myself on the 6th position. And yes, let's jump to the climb. Here we are in the middle of the climb. You can see on the mini-map already the KOM banner. And the field became much smaller on this climb, but we're still a big bunch in the front. There are 2 guys in the front, but they will be catch back in a few seconds, so it's a mass sprint downhill. Thankfully we can't crash in Zwift. Outdoors this would be horrible. 50 or 60 riders going 70, 80 kilometers per hour to the finish line, mass sprint. Yes, so you see draft, the van, double draft is the power up, and I will let the video continue, because these 1.6 kilometers will go down very, very quick. Yes, so what else to say? I think there's not that much to say. In all the races I choose the most aerodynamic setup, so the disc wheel from DT Swiss and the S-Works. Yes, in the end it will be a 3rd place in the GC. The winner is Magnus Wiklund, and on the 2nd place is Ed Gray. No guarantee, this is what I've calculated by myself real quick, but I think that should be correct. If not, sorry. So yes, I'm very happy with today, and maybe next week, if this week was fast finishes, maybe the theme of the next week is climby finish or something like that. And now you can see that I use the power up, 500 meters to go. And yes, you have to start the sprint very early, I think with almost 300 meters to go now. Yep, 600 watts almost, and now all out. And yeah, it was quite close, and it was a third place in the end. I know in the video it looked more like a fourth place, but Zwift Companion and also Zwift Power said it's a third place, so yeah. But it wouldn't have made a difference in the GC, so everything fine. And yes, as I mentioned in the beginning, the whole streaming video is on our main channel, Wattfabrik. The link will be in the description. I would be very happy if you give me a like and subscribe, and also to our main channel for more e-cycling action. See you soon, maybe next Saturday, I will see, and ride on.